Great. Good morning, everybody. I am pleased to call to order the July 1st, 2021 meeting of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners. Note the presence of all three commissioners, and I'm going to ask Ms. Jennifer Butler to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, and we'll get started this morning with some opening remarks. And of course, I will start with the coronavirus update. To date, 74% of our total county population has received at least one dose of vaccine. Due to the increase of people within our county getting vaccinated, we are continuing to see substantial suppression of the virus in our county. Our positivity rate is under 1% at 0.5%, and this week's daily average of cases is 5.3. We continue to encourage anyone who has not yet been vaccinated to consider it so that we can protect our community and put an end to this deadly virus. Getting vaccinated also helps us fight back against COVID-19 variants, especially the Delta variant, which is circulating in our region and is highly, highly contagious. The COVID-19 vaccine doesn't cost anything, is widely available, and will help protect you and your family. Due to the availability of vaccine, and because so many of our residents have received at least one dose, the county has begun to scale back our vaccine clinic hours and locations. We have clinics operating Monday through Thursday from 2 to 6:30 p.m. at varying locations in the county. This is in addition to the many area pharmacies and doctors' offices that are also administering the vaccine. We encourage anyone who still wants to get vaccinated to do it wherever it's most convenient. Montgomery County Office of Public Health is currently administering Pfizer vaccine for those 12 and older and the Johnson & Johnson vaccine for those age 18 and older. And we are accepting walk-ups at all of our clinics, or you can make an appointment on our website to speed up the on-site registration process. Registration can be accessed by visiting vaccine.montcopa.org. That's vaccine.montcopa.org. And if you or a family member have any appointment issues or problems, you can email covid19@montcopa.org or call our hotline at 833-875-3967. And as a reminder, all of our county facilities and offices, including our testing and vaccination sites, will be closed Monday, July the 5th in observance of Independence Day, and normal hours will resume on Tuesday. Next up is an announcement that the eviction moratorium has been extended and a reminder about our rent and utility relief program. So this week, the United States Supreme Court upheld the CDC's eviction moratorium. So the moratorium will remain in place until July the 31st. With this extension of 30 days, I want to make sure that everybody in Montgomery County knows that there is a program to help landlords and renters. Anyone who is struggling to pay their rent or their utility bills, we have help for you. So far, the Emergency Rent and Utility Relief Program has helped 2,724 Montgomery County households, covering 6,830 Montgomery County residents. Since last September, we have given out more than $16 million in emergency rent and utility relief to our community, and we still have funding to help additional people. There continues to be ongoing need for emergency rent and utility assistance for cost-burdened households who are still reeling from the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, and we know that the need continues to be great. The program will prioritize emergency rent and utility assistance to households with the highest level of need, including households who are still facing eviction despite the moratorium, seniors, people with disabilities, and people who remain unemployed or underemployed. Please understand that the emergency rent and utility program is working through applications as quickly as they can while continuing to prioritize those most in need. If you or someone you know has experienced a COVID hardship and are in need of rent and/or utility assistance, please call 211 or text your zip code to 898-211. So you can call 211 or text your zip code to 898-211. There are 6 area nonprofits helping to enroll people in our program. They are Aclamo, Family Services of Montgomery County, Manna on Main Street, the YWCA Tri-County Area, CADCOM, and the Pottstown Cluster of Religious Communities. You can contact any of those organizations directly to learn more about this program. Otherwise, you can call 211 or text your zip code to 898-211. You can also learn more about the program at our website, which is www.yourwayhome.com/ERUC, which stands for Emergency Rent and Utility. I don't know what the C is for. What is it?
Relief.
Relief. Okay.
Well,
All right. Emergency Rent and Utility
Coalition.
Coalition. All right. ERUC. Okay. And then next up, we have an exciting announcement today. We know that many people are still struggling to recover from the pandemic. Just a couple of weeks ago, the county received our first set of funds through the American Rescue Plan Act, now known by the acronym ARPA. And we've actively begun planning for the county's economic recovery. Today, I'm pleased to announce the creation of the Montgomery County Recovery Office to manage all of the funds received through ARPA. The county's committed to utilizing the $161 million it will receive through this act in a bold, innovative, and equitable manner. By listening to our residents, community partners, researching best practices, and leveraging additional resources, we will create impactful initiatives, investments, and infrastructure improvements that will have long-term, measurable, and sustainable impact. We are committed to our economic recovery, supporting our social safety net, and we recognize that this funding is both an opportunity and an obligation. You will be able to follow our initiatives and expenditures through the OpenGov platform available on our county website to see how these programs are being developed and how these investments will provide a positive impact to Montgomery County. This office will enable us to use ARPA funding thoughtfully and with input from all of our stakeholders. There will be many opportunities for public input and dialogue on this plan, which our Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Barbara O'Malley, will discuss in much more detail in just a few minutes later in this meeting. And I look forward to the upcoming presentation on today's agenda regarding the creation of this office and sharing additional details with our residents.
Thank you. Good morning. Today I'm announcing that Montgomery County Health and Human Services Department is holding its 14th annual grocery store gift card donation drive and is asking for help. Food insecurity is one of the top 5 reasons that Monco residents reach out to HHS. So these gift cards are given out as an emergency measure to keep an individual or family fed until they can get set up with a local food pantry or with SNAP. And we know that local food pantries get fewer contributions during the summer months as well. Prior to the pandemic, we know that there were over 80,000 people who were food insecure in Montgomery County. This has been exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic. 3/4 of our food pantries are seeing a 200 to 300% increase in clientele over the past year in some locations. And while things are getting back to normal for many of us, we know that there are citizens who are still struggling for basic needs for the foreseeable future. So please consider contributing to this wonderful and much needed program for our families in need. Any amount makes a difference and is greatly appreciated. There are 2 ways you can help. Gift cards can be mailed to Montgomery County Department of Health and Human Services. Office of Integrative Services, attention Veronica Hillman, at P.O. Box 311, Norristown, PA 19404. Or you can generate a grocery store e-card using the email address for the program manager, Veronica Hillman, which is VHILGHMA@montcopa.org, and she will print it and share it with an eligible family. If you have any questions about the program or want to drop off gift cards, please contact Veronica at the email address that I provided. Thank you.
Okay. All right, then we will move on to public comment on matters appearing on the agenda. We have individuals who would like to give public comment.
Okay, again, if you would like to give public comment, you just need to use the raise your hand feature. And we do have one person with their hand raised.
Okay, Mr. Stein, could you please?
Certainly. Speakers should identify themselves by name and municipality. All public comments must be relevant or germane to county business. Under the law, this means that the subject matter of all comments must be limited to items or issues which are currently before the Commissioners for consideration or which may come before the Commissioners for consideration at a future meeting. Whether a matter is germane to county business is a determination to be made by the county solicitor. Profane, slanderous, or discriminatory language or comments will not be tolerated in accordance with the county's non-discrimination policy. A time limit of 2 minutes will be monitored, and county staff will respectfully request speakers to conclude their comments if the speaker goes beyond the time allotted. The board is not required to respond to public comments during the course of the meeting, so the public is reminded this is not an opportunity for dialogue or questions and answers. The board chair may direct appropriate county staff to follow up on any questions or additional comments after the meeting. Disruptive behavior, including but not limited to yelling from the seats, arguing about whether matters remain to county business once the solicitor has made a determination of such, attempting to disrupt the meeting in any way, or refusing to yield the floor once time has elapsed and being requested to sit down shall be grounds for removal from the meeting or muting without further admonishment or warning. As always, Commissioners welcome written correspondence, comments, and feedback at commissioners@montcopa.org.
Okay.
Okay, first up is Laura Lehman. You are now unmuted.
Okay, hi, Commissioners. This relates to every item on the agenda. You have not modified 1 ounce your directions for speaking agenda items after I pointed out to you that you're in violation of Pennsylvania law. I can't even imagine having less responsive commission than that. I mean, not a single thing. We need to find a way where you comply with the law, that residents who have a perceived problem with the speaking issues, so therefore they may disagree with Mr. Stein, who may not understand how their comments are relevant until they're finished making them, but he may interrupt them anyhow. And so this is not okay. We need to fix this. And despite all of the times I've been before you, you have not fixed a single thing. We had a meeting, you wouldn't talk about that. You wouldn't talk about, those are the issues I want to have an answer from. And, when you set conditions that commissioners don't need to answer any questions, are you representing the people that you serve? Because frankly, I think nearly everybody that you serve would like to have answers, either in the meeting or if they're complicated, outside of the meeting. And so if you're serving your residents, you need to do those things, and you need to comply with Pennsylvania law. It's not okay for you not to do that. So how can we get a process going where you're in compliance? I sent you some papers recently that showed you that those who do not respond create deadly, deadly situations for the residents that they're supposed to serve.
Thank you, Ms. Lehman. Your time is up.
All right. Any other public comment on matters appearing on the agenda? No? Okay. Then we will move on to general public comment, also limited to 2 minutes.
Okay. We have Laura Lehman again. You are now unmuted.
So, Commissioners, yesterday I sent you documentation again, further documentation that you didn't ask for, but you should have asked for. We had a condo collapse in Florida, and there was one woman who repeatedly took pictures and information back to her public officials and was ignored. She now is buried under tons and tons of rubble in Florida. I did the exact same thing, both in Abington and now have been doing in Montgomery County. We had conditions in Abington that were exactly like what happened in Florida. And the very people who ignored everything, told residents to go pound sand, are now in charge of the very same things in Montgomery County. And I have asked you to be responsive. The results, as I said earlier, are deadly. They're deadly when you're not responsive, and they have been deadly here in Abington multiple times. And we need to have responsive public officials, especially in matters of public safety, especially there. But in all matters of our life, it affects our welfare and our safety. And to have had a meeting with you and not had you ask for one more thing, but to tell me you weren't the right people to address. Go address it here, go address it there. Do you think I haven't? To the same kind of response, exactly like those people in Florida. And if you're going to wait until a tragedy happens, that's just not a good idea. So I'm asking you again to please get together with me and let's have an actual meeting where we conduct the business that I'm bringing to your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lyman. Any other general public comment? Okay. All right, then we will move on to approval of the minutes.
Madam Chair,
Oh.
we have a technical issue in the back. We just
Oh,
take
okay.
a
All right.
Pause.
Sure. All right, sorry about that, folks. A little technical issue here. All right, I will move to approve the June 17th, 2021 minutes of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. All right, Ms. O'Malley, tell us about our Montgomery County Recovery Office.
Yes. Good morning, Commissioners. I'm here and pleased to provide you with some more details about the newly created Recovery Office. As you know, the American Rescue Plan Act was passed earlier this year in March with a number of provisions to bring relief to families and businesses coping with the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Montgomery County will receive $161 million. Those dollars must be obligated by the end of 2024 and all funds distributed by the end of 2026. The Act also provides for separate funding and direct funding to schools and municipalities. There are multiple categories of eligible uses for these fundings. Eligible uses include the public health category, which are items like testing, vaccinations, contact tracing, PPE, and also enhancements to public health programs. In addition, expansion and innovation of mental health, substance use, and crisis intervention is allowable. We have programs to support small business, industry, and the public sector. We're able to use funds to provide grants or loans, support tourism, hospitality, and the travel sector, as well as direct aid to workers and families. In qualified communities, the funds can address health disparities, housing affordability, and expansion of high-quality childcare. In addition, we're allowed to replace lost or diminished public sector revenue, provide enhancements to essential workers, and invest in our water, sewer, and broadband infrastructure. In discussions with our county commissioners and leadership, they expressed how we really need to work together to get input from all of our stakeholders to identify, develop, and implement programs and strategies that meet these objectives. And in order to best meet these goals, we created the Recovery Office. The office will ensure that these funds are spent on their intended purpose, meeting all requirements of the funding. We're going to coordinate with our existing departments, finance, solicitors, purchasing, and other county offices, and make sure that all of our work has written processes and documentation for how the funding is spent. We're going to solicit input and feedback from various stakeholders throughout the county, and we'll work with the commissioners to present these programs and projects and initiatives to make sure it meets the vision and requirements of the funding. The office will also implement these programs to ensure that they are operating and implemented properly. The office will be led by Tom Bonner, the Director of Assets and Infrastructure, and supported by a guidance team of county department staff, which will be led by Dave Zellers, Director of Commerce. Any additional positions that may be needed to this office as it develops may be added, and that funding will be utilized to support those positions. We do have a Recovery Office webpage where you can get started to learn more about the funding, the resources. We've also posted a feedback form allowing individuals or organizations to reach out with their ideas to stay enhanced and engaged with us. And also, we will be using the OpenGov platform. So you might be familiar with this. It's a tool of our finance department. Finance has purchased an additional module just specifically for the ARPA funding to allow us to offer grant opportunities through this platform, submit ideas and projects, which we will review for consideration to see if it matches our funding and meets our goals. So please check back to our website. We'll be developing it again as we develop the office and providing more information. And we're very excited to begin this work and bringing these resources to assist our residents and communities as quickly and thoughtfully as possible. Thank you.
Terrific, that's great. So, Ms. O'Malley, this is up and running now, or?
The website is up.
Eminently?
You'll see information
Great.
on there, links to fact sheets, FAQs, the actual rule. And again, the feedback form is up there right now, and people can submit their ideas and information.
Great, okay. And then in the coming weeks, we'll have public forums or other opportunities
Absolutely.
for people?
We're already partnering with agencies out in the community to give talks about the ARPA funding, about the Recovery Office, get their ideas and priorities from them as well. And again, there is also a priority form on the feedback form, getting priorities from the community.
Okay.
So you'll see us out and about, and we're very excited about putting this all together.
This is an incredible opportunity, and these dollars spent wisely could be truly transformational for our community, kind of a once in a generation opportunity to hopefully work on some issues that have been longstanding and were only exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic, and hopefully we can make some good progress on this. So,
Thanks for the presentation, Ms. O'Malley. This is a great opportunity for Montgomery County to make some transformational change in addressing inequities. I do want to point out, you mentioned it, but I just want to emphasize again that municipalities and school districts are getting their own funding as well, that's separate and apart from the county.
That is
so
correct.
Citizens might see something about that, but they should contact their municipality or school district.
Yes,
Thank you, Mrs. O'Malley.
you're welcome.
okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Butler, Career Link update. Good morning.
I'm just checking one thing. Anybody else?
Good morning. I'm here on behalf of MoncoWorks and the Commerce Department to give an update on workforce in Montgomery County. Today is the start of our new program year. I don't have to tell you that the past program year has been tumultuous. We have worked very hard. You have a team of dedicated county employees. We have a team at CareerLink that are working very hard, and I just want to thank you for your leadership and guidance over the past year. As we, not just for county employees, but also for our residents as we move forward. So I'm just going to give 3 quick updates on workforce in Montgomery County. The first is an update on where we stand with our unemployment rate. Obviously, a year ago in April of 2020, we hit an all-time high in terms of unemployment. We are absolutely making progress. As of May, we are at 4.7% in Montgomery County, and we remain in the 3 lowest counties in Pennsylvania in terms of unemployment rate, along with Lancaster and Chester County. And this is good news, obviously, but we also know that we still have 20,600 residents in Montgomery County that are considered unemployed that we want to work with and help move toward employment. And we also know that There are parts of Montgomery County, Pottstown, for instance, the unemployment rate is at 7.8%. Norristown, the unemployment rate is at 6.5%. So there are areas that we absolutely need to focus our efforts on at this time. Also wanted to give an update on our services at CareerLink and also through our program for youth and young adults, Monco Works Now. There are some key highlights in terms of the residents we have served, and we can serve those residents with one-on-one career counseling, supportive services as they are moving through their plan to toward reemployment. We can help with training funds. We can help with on-the-job training support, and we can help with incumbent worker training to help our employers keep their staff moving forward and keep them employed, obviously. Looking at the key highlights that are on the screen here, the number that keeps me up at night is the 280 that we've connected to employment, and that primarily is because we need to connect to the individuals that are looking for work. So our efforts have really focused recently on outreach, making sure we are getting the word out. We've done some innovative things we've never thought we would need to do in the past. You may hear about CareerLink on the radio soon. Just really trying to make sure we're getting the word out to everyone who is looking for work in Montgomery County. And the last screen is an update on the Pennsylvania unemployment compensation system, which unfortunately, with the update to that system that occurred on June 8th, the amount of help that we can provide individuals that are having an issue with their unemployment claim has decreased significantly. There was a time when we'd be able to intervene a little bit, not fix the issue, but we'd be able to maybe correct it if it was an address issue, that type of thing. We can no longer do that. What we can do is offer our support, and we can help that individual move toward employment, knowing that they can continue to call UC, they can continue to reach out via email and try to get that issue addressed. The one thing I did want to say, because we are hearing more and more, and the fraud number is up there, is I would just ask, as critical as the situation may seem for an individual personally, if they are struggling and they are not getting their payments, to avoid reaching out through social media. Unemployment compensation will contact you via phone. They are posting information on social media. Any communication with them should really be through either the phone line that they have or the email address that is up on the screen for you, versus comments in social media, because what that does is it gives a potential bad actor information about your claim and your struggles that they may use against an individual. So we just want people to be vigilant, know that we know you're struggling, and we want to help in any way we can, even though it's not the same level of help that we could give in the past. And then our contact information at CareerLink. We have great workshops. We have a number of services ready to meet the needs of job seekers, and I can answer any questions anybody has.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's great to see so many people getting back to work. That's
Absolutely,
fantastic
yes.
news, and we hope that those still seeking work will be able to find it soon. I just wondered, I know the state has implemented this new unemployment registration system, and I know the old one was really fraught with problems. Is this new system working more smoothly for individuals?
What I would say is I believe the new system absolutely will work more smoothly for residents, and I absolutely applaud their efforts in developing a newer system that's going to make it a lot easier to file claims. I think anytime there's a new system, it invites bad actors to try to find ways to take advantage, and I think what we're seeing right now is some issues that have been created not just by minor hiccups that might have occurred in the start of the new system, but also by efforts to use that change to commit fraud.
Thank you, Ms. Butler. I have a question. In our municipalities that are higher than the county average, what can we do in those municipalities to try to make sure there's equity in employment across the county?
Outreach, make sure that every individual in those municipalities and countywide, but our focus has been in the municipalities where the unemployment rate is highest, to make sure that they know that they have access to support services, funds for training, that we can help move them to a better place than maybe even they were pre-pandemic, because we do absolutely also know that the pandemic really highlighted some of those inequities and the impact that they can have on families in Montgomery County. So we, at this point, really just want to connect with those individuals and be able to start a plan with them to move to a better place. Not
Certainly,
Montgomery County.
if we can help with local elected officials or community organizations in those targeted municipalities, please don't hesitate to let us know.
Great, thank you.
First of all, I'd like to point out how great it is to see the numbers come down from the all-time high unemployment rate in April 2020 of 14.1 to May of 2021 at 4.7. That's a great decrease, and I'm sure it's gotten even better over the last month. And I'd like to specifically thank you for all you've done over the last year and before that. My office received many phone calls with people requesting assistance to navigate the unemployment system, and you single-handedly were a great help to those constituents, and I want to publicly thank you for what you've done.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, we will move on to resolutions. Mr. Zeller's an authorization of the transfer of additional funds to the Redevelopment Authority for Monco Strong 2021 Nonprofit Resiliency Grant Program.
I'm just going to do one more thing. Excuse me.
Good morning. You're on camera.
I all over the place here now. This is, I mean, I added 20 pounds myself over COVID. I don't need another 40 from the cameras here. Well, good morning, commissioners. It's good to be here. Good to see everybody again. I'm very pleased today. What is really, I think, in some ways, the first of our new programs in this period of renewal that we're entering. Resolution before you to transfer $5 million to make available for a nonprofit grant program, the Monco Strong 2021 Nonprofit Resiliency Grant Program. A little bit of context, we actually just completed a research study with Franklin and Marshall on our prior grant recipients, and this included both the nonprofits and the private sector entities that received Monco Strong grants over the period of 2020. And it was very interesting. We received about 40% response rate of the entire universe, which is very good for any kind of public opinion polling. And 3/5 of those recipients said that the grant was critical in keeping them moving forward through last year. And I think that's a really strong validation of what we've been able to do and why it's important right now, particularly with this nonprofit grant program, to keep going and provide additional support. Nonprofits, I mean, they are businesses in so many ways, like we've talked about before. They're major employers in our community, but they can't always operate like a business. They're not like, they pay the same for certain goods and services, but they're not selling something where they can adjust the price to make up for differences right now. More so, nonprofits are particularly taxed as they've taken on additional responsibilities. This grant program will provide them with operational support, not just as they continue to be taxed with the programs they're taking on, but the flexibility to take on more as opportunities present themselves, as philanthropic interests begin to re-engage in this new period of renewal with new priorities that we're entering, and really just to make sure that they're there to do what they do best, and that's support our communities, support residents, and support businesses that are going through trouble, providing that really unique safety net or really the lift that folks need to keep us moving forward and, like I said, into this exciting period of renewal that we're entering now. I'll answer questions. I'm sure you guys have questions. I haven't done this in a while. I'm out of practice.
On the floor and see if we have any questions. So I will move that the proper county officials, in accordance with the authority conferred by law, subject to the approval of the county solicitor, are hereby authorized to transfer up to $5 million to the Montgomery County Redevelopment Authority to fund the Monco Strong 2021 Nonprofit Resiliency Grant Program. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. So, Mr. Zellers, is this going to be open soon?
Yes, we will begin. We're going to begin. The website will go up today. As soon as you guys vote yes, I will text the staff. We'll get that link up on the Commerce homepage. We'll start taking applications on the 19th of this month, and we're going to take applications through August 10th. And the reason for that is this is one of the things we learned last year, particularly nonprofits. They need the weekends to work on this stuff because during the week they are busy. They're not as well staffed. They can't go to their accountant necessarily. It's summertime too, holidays. We get that, and we want to make sure that we get a very robust applicant pool for this. We've expanded eligibility to include some nonprofit types that were not eligible. We did this last year, including arts and cultural organizations, 504c4s, or 501c4s, sorry, 501c6s in our chambers of commerce, and 501c19s, our veterans organizations. So we want to have a little more time too. We've done well with outreach. We've gotten that down, but I really want to make sure that our outreach is robust here over the next 4.5 weeks or so till that deadline to apply expires, that we get everybody who can apply for this, get that application in from them.
And like the last time, I assume that they can go to the website starting later today and see all the things that they'll need to gather in order to apply, right?
Yeah.
And it won't matter, it's not a first come, first served thing, right? Okay.
No,
good.
never with these. What we will do for the review process, just like we did last time, we'll put a review committee together. It'll be myself, the executive director of our redevelopment authority. We have Jessica Schneider, our county grants manager. Emma Hertz from HealthSpark has graciously agreed to be on the review committee again. And I need to find one more person yet from HHS who will be part of this effort. So it's multidisciplinary because the nonprofit world, it's certainly not monolithic. And I think, again, we've seen that over the last year, how different groups have stepped up and changed and pivoted along the way. So this is a really great opportunity, and it's economic impact. These organizations, they buy things, they employ people in our communities, they're supporting others, they're paying their rent, they're paying their mortgage, whatever it might be. And if this gives them the lift, like I said, we need them. And I know Jenny's presentation was great, and Jenny's done an awesome job this year. I mean, we'd be lost without her, obviously. But there's still a lot of folks who need help, even if they're back to work yet. There's different things. Our communities still need help too. So this is I think a really great way to get started again as we embark on what Barbara was talking about earlier and everything else to come.
Good, okay. All right, then hearing no additional board comment, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Launch to the website.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Zellers. All right, Mr. Hartman, authorization to enter into a reimbursement agreement with SEPTA for the Chester Valley Trail.
Morning, Commissioners. It's nice to see you in person. The resolution in front of you this morning seeks your authorization to execute a reimbursement agreement with SEPTA, in which Montgomery County would receive an amount not to exceed $50,000 for expenses related to the coordination of the Chester Valley Trail extension and proposed Norristown high-speed extension projects. Specifically, SEPTA is planning the construction of the King of Prussia, or KOP, extension rail line, the extension of its existing Norristown high-speed line through King of Prussia. This line will stop at 5 stations and terminate at the Valley Forge Convention Center. The KOP extension will cross over the county's right-of-way for the Chester Valley Trail extension, which is currently under construction, at Solon Boulevard, just east of the KOP extension's proposed Henderson Road station. And I would direct your attention to the map that's on the screen. The red line going from the top off to the left is the alignment of the Chester Valley Trail that's being built. The purple line, which is a little bit harder to see, comes across the Chester Valley Trail, or will come across the Chester Valley Trail where the yellow circle is. That's where the intersection is, and it's just to the east of the Henderson Road rail station that will be built, and you can see that to the left of the yellow circle. And then the line continues west as the purple line shows there. As part of this project, SEPTA is going to temporarily occupy land within the Chester Valley Trail extension right-of-way at the overhead rail crossing that I just described to enable access by construction workers and equipment. As a result, no permanent adverse physical impact to the trail will occur as a result of the KOP extension's construction activity. The trail will remain open via a temporary detour, and SEPTA will restore the part of the property and trail it temporarily disturbs at the end of its construction activity. SEPTA is regularly coordinated with the county about the KOP extension project, and the county provided concurrence on the proposed temporary occupancy exception determination for the Chester Valley Trail project, which was included in the final 4F evaluation. As part of the Section 4F consultation, SEPTA and the county also coordinated in the development of several commitments which will be undertaken by SEPTA during subsequent project design to minimize the effects of rail construction on the Chester Valley Trail extension project. Among these commitments, SEPTA agreed to develop a cost reimbursement agreement with Montgomery County to reimburse the county for expenses incurred by the county's engineering consultant or other county consultants deemed necessary by the county and SEPTA for coordination and services related to reviewing KOP extension construction plans, coordinating with SEPTA during project design and construction, and potentially implementing temporary modifications to the planned Chester Valley Trail extension to accommodate the rail construction. All planning and design costs for the rail project related to its impact upon the planned Chester Valley Trail extension project will be borne by SEPTA. SEPTA will pay and/or reimburse the county up to $50,000 for its reasonable and actual costs authorized and incurred in accordance with the reimbursement agreement. And lastly, the reimbursement agreement has been reviewed and accepted by the county solicitor's office as well as SEPTA. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. I will move that the proper county officials, in accordance with the authority conferred by law, subject to the approval of the county solicitor, are hereby authorized to execute a reimbursement agreement with the Southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority, wherein Montgomery County shall receive an amount not to exceed $50,000 for expenses related to the coordination of the Chester Valley Trail extension and the Norristown High-Speed Line extension. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment?
I have comment. I'm very much opposed to the high-speed rail line, the King of Prussia rail line. So because this reimbursement agreement is connected to that project, I would like to call for a roll call vote.
Okay. All right. Any other comment? No. Okay. Then we will move to a vote. Ms. Washington?
Chair Arkoosh,
Aye.
Vice Chair Lawrence,
Aye.
Commissioner Gale.
Opposed.
Okay. Motion carries 2-1. Thank you,
you.
Mr. Hartman. Next, Mr. Stein, a TEFRA.
Yes, thank you. This is a request from the Horsham Industrial and Commercial Development Authority under the Tax Equity and Fiscal Responsibility Act of 1982. They're making this request on behalf of the Settlement Music School, on whose behalf they wish to issue bonds in the amount of $4 million. Those bonds would be used entirely to refund previously issued bonds, including for projects for their Willow Grove campus. A public hearing was held on this matter on June 17th, and there was no public comment received, and as always, there is no obligation on the county for this approval.
Okay. Thank you. I will move that the proper county officials, in accordance with the authority conferred by law, subject to the approval of the county solicitor, hereby approve the project for the Settlement Music School of Philadelphia. Be it further resolved that the approvals and declarations in this resolution shall in no way pledge or otherwise obligate the credit or taxing power of the county, nor shall the county be liable for the payment of principal of or interest or premium, if any, on any obligations issued to finance this project, nor shall the county have any obligation or liability whatsoever with respect to the project. This resolution shall take effect on the date of adoption hereof. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Stein. Next, we will have commissioners' appointments to the Higher Education Health Authority Board. I will move that Jocelyn Gallagher, Barbara O'Malley, Tara Gaudin, Joshua Stein, and Jerry Nugent be appointed to the Montgomery County Higher Education and Health Authority Board for terms to begin immediately and to serve at the pleasure of the county commissioners and in accordance with the current duly adopted bylaws. The term of Jocelyn Gallagher shall expire on September 23rd, 2022. The terms of Barbara O'Malley, Tara Gaudin, and Joshua Stein shall expire on September 23rd, 2023. And the term of Jerry Nugent shall expire on September 23rd, 2024. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment?
I have comment.
Mr. Gale?
I'm not comfortable with removing all the existing board members and replacing them with individuals who are on the county payroll. That just doesn't sit well with me. And if the goal is to have oversight, more county oversight on this specific board, perhaps appointing the solicitor or the county controller to oversee finances or the legality of actions with the board would make sense. But this is a complete overhaul. and I just don't feel comfortable with that and the precedent it sets moving forward. I think having more citizens involved in the board will create more input, while folks on a county payroll will be less likely to be providing input. So I'd like a roll call vote on these appointments.
Great. All right, any other comments? Okay. All right, then Ms. Washington?
Chair Arkoosh,
Aye.
Vice Chair Lawrence,
Aye.
Commissioner Gale.
Opposed?
Motion carries 2-1. All right, Mr. Stein, we have a new agenda item today. Could you please give us some background on that?
Absolutely, absolutely. While Pennsylvania law does not require that the county commissioners take a public vote on certain personnel actions, that is required at the school board level and at certain municipal levels. That practice has migrated to certain counties as well, and as a result, there has been a request made that the county begin voting on these issues at an open meeting. As you know, this information has always been made publicly available at salary board meetings, which occur directly after the commissioners' meetings. But it is technically accurate that that is a separate meeting, that while we do hold it immediately after, it does not need to be there. So in the interest of engaging in best practices for government, we have decided that going forward, we will begin voting on these personnel matters as a personnel section on the agenda. So this will be on the agenda going forward. Much like it will look exactly like salary board, however, it will be limited to just those employees under the purview of the county commissioner. So we'll include row officer employees, court employees, or any other employees that don't answer to the commissioners.
Great. And could you just, for those listening who might not be as familiar with this, explain why it's different for the employees that work in the row offices or under
Certainly.
the direction of the row officers?
Sure. Under the county code, there are different departments, and all the independently elected officers and the courts all are entitled to their own employees that the commissioners do not have any oversight. They don't have the ability to hire or fire. That is vested in either the row officers or the court employees or whatever the department may be.
So we will only be, this particular item will only pertain to individuals that are considered to be under the county commissioner's office.
That's correct, and which is about a little bit less than half of the county employees.
Okay, terrific. Thank you. All right then, Ms. Perdue, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, members of Salary Board. You should have in front of you the final copy of the Commissioners Department's Salary Board list. It is a 3-page document dated Wednesday, June 30th, 2021, with a timestamp of 10:11 a.m. All positions have been reviewed and accounted for and are presented for Salary Board consideration.
Great. Just for clarification, Ms. Perdue, this is not actually salary board. This is just the individuals that are in the commissioner's office. So
That's correct,
We'll
yes.
have to, yeah.
Okay, my
Okay, great.
apologies.
All right. Then I will move to approve the July 1st, 2021 personnel presentation as given by Director of Human Resources, Ms. Donna Perdue, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment?
I think you might just have misspoke. It's June 30th, right? You said July 31st. If I heard you correctly.
Oh, well, it's, the motion said the July 1st personnel presentation as given by Ms.
I thought you
Perdue.
said 31st. I apologize.
Yep, nope, no problem. All right, any other board comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? All right, hearing none, motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Perdue. All right, Ms. O'Malley, advertisements of bids and RFPs.
Yes. We have a bid on behalf of the Planning Commission for signage. The successful responder will provide 60 double-sided signs and posts for use on preserved farms. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated provider. 2, an RFP on behalf of Assets and Infrastructure for engineering services. The successful responder will provide engineering services for the renovation of the county-owned building located at 18 West Airy Street in Norristown. Services will include programming, concept, and construction renovation plans, including all mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems for the building. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated provider. 3, an RFP on behalf of Assets and Infrastructure for restoration services. The successful responder will refurbish and restore the September 11th Memorial prior to the installation of the memorial at the Public Safety Eagleville campus. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated provider. 4, an RFP on behalf of Commerce for an educational video program. The successful responder will submit a proposal that will lead to the creation of a series of videos to help raise awareness about Homes for All, its connection to Your Way Homes mission, and to educate the residents of Montgomery County on important issues related to housing affordability. Contract to be awarded to the highest rated provider. 5, an RFP on behalf of Health and Human Services for an apprise consultant. The successful responder will be responsible for the coordination and implementation of the apprise program in Montgomery County while following the standards as set forth by the Pennsylvania Department of Aging. PRISE is the designated state health insurance assistance program in Pennsylvania that assures Medicare beneficiaries receive free, unbiased, and confidential insurance counseling so that they are able to make informed decisions. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated provider. 6, an RFP on behalf of Health and Human Services for Plan of Safe Care Lead Agency. The successful responder will provide coordination of activities and engagement for all Plan of Safe Care notifications for the Office of Children and Youth. These notifications come through Childline and are classified as either a notification or a General Protective Services referral. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated provider. 7, an RFP on behalf of Information and Technology Solutions for a court case management system. The successful responder will design and integrate a court case management system with the new document management system. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated provider.
Thank you, Ms. O'Malley. I will move to approve the preceding requests for the advertisement of a bid and RFPs as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comments? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. All right, advertisement of an RFP for the Southeastern Pennsylvania Task Force.
Yes. There's an RFP for a rescue training prop. The successful responder will create a dedicated vehicle rescue training pad and trench rescue training prop for Montgomery County at the county's fire academy. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated responder. All these bids and RFPs are available on the county's purchasing website at www.montcopa.org/purchasing.
Thank you. I will move to approve the preceding request for the advertisement of an RFP for the Southeastern Pennsylvania Task Force as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Is there any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. All right, awards of contract.
1, a contract award, Information and Technology Solutions, Software Licenses, SHI International Corporation of Somerset, New Jersey, $59,133. Contract provides various Adobe design and editing software license renewals. Software renewals are available through a PA CoStarz contract. 2, contract award, Public Safety Equipment, Motorola of Chicago, Illinois, $54,254.06. Contract provides portable radios for use by emergency responders. Equipment is available through a PA CoStarz contract. 3, contract renewal, Information and Technology Solutions, Fiber Connectivity, Crown Castle Fiber of Warrington, PA, $320,401.44. Contract provides support and maintenance for the county's dark fiber connectivity and ISP services as per RFP 1416. Renewal is the third available of 5 optional annual renewal terms. 4, contract amendment, Assets and Infrastructure, Construction. S.J. Thomas of Lansdowne, PA, $178,790. Original contract provided for the construction of a garage facility and warehouse building at the Department of Public Safety Eagleville campus. Amendment provides for construction of a base, including foundation, electrical, landscaping and paving, and installation of the September 11th Memorial at the Department of Public Safety Emergency Operating Center in Eagleville. Services are available through a Keystone Purchasing Network contract. 6, contract amendment, Assets and Infrastructure, Inspection of Fire Systems, Johnson Controls of Boca Raton, Florida, $65,559.28. Original contract provider for performing of inspections, testing, servicing, and tagging various fire detection, alarm, and suppression systems and fire extinguishers in county-owned buildings for the period of 5/1/2020 through 4/30/2021. Amendment provides deficiency repairs at the 1 Montgomery Plaza sprinkler system. Services are available through a Sourcewell cooperative contract. There is 1 contract, 4 contract renewals, and 11 amendments for Health and Human Services. Those providers and services are listed at the end of the agenda and the back of the room.
Thank you. I will move to approve the preceding awards of contract as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. All right, an award of contract for the Justice Center.
Contract award for assets and infrastructure, parking, Southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority of Philadelphia, PA, $7,000 a month. Contract provides 200 parking spaces at the Lafayette Street Norristown Transportation Center parking garage for a period of up to 60 months while the Justice Center is being constructed.
Thank you. I will move to approve the preceding award of contract as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. We will call for a roll call vote on this. Is there any board comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Ms. Washington?
Chair Arkoosh,
Aye.
Vice Chair Lawrence,
Aye.
Commissioner Gale.
Opposed?
Motion carries 2-1. Now, awards of contract under emergency procurement for COVID-19.
Yes, these contracts provide various goods and services required for response to the COVID-19 pandemic. 1, response equipment, courts pretrial services, furniture, COFCO of Philadelphia, PA, $27,358.23. Contract provides furniture for the new pretrial services office at the correctional facility. Furniture is available through a PA CoStars contract. 2, response services, information and technology solutions software, CDW Government of Chicago, Illinois, $23,786.40. Contract provides for 55 Cisco WebEx meeting licenses. 3, response services amendment, Health and Human Services, Johnson Controls, York Service Apportion, PA, $16,506. Original contract provided for chiller and cooling tower maintenance and repairs at the King of Prussia Mall and Montgomery Mall vaccination site. Amendment provides additional services required at both sites to make HVAC systems operational. 4, response services amendment, information and technology solutions, RSM US LLP of Philadelphia, PA, $19,375. Contract provides for the implementation of a disease and outbreak management system. Amendment provides for an additional 110.5 hours of support service under the disease and outbreak management system implementation.
Thank you. I will move to approve the preceding awards of contract as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. And finally, award of contract for the Southeast Pennsylvania Regional Task Force.
Yes, there's a contract renewal for software, Cody Computer Service Incorporated of Pottstown, PA, $92,804.36. Contract provides for renewal of the Cobra.net services, which allows law enforcement and situational awareness information sharing on a regional platform. Contract is for Chester County. Contract term 8/1/2021 through 7/31/2022. Software is proprietary.
Great, thank you. I will move to approve the preceding award of contract on behalf of the Southeast Pennsylvania Regional Task Force as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Is there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Thank you, Ms. O'Malley. Are there any closing commissioner comments? No? Okay. Then I will announce that our next meeting of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners will be July 15th, 2021. And I will move to adjourn the July 1st, 2021 meeting of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Any negative votes? Hearing none, meeting is adjourned. And we will convene Salary Board. Good morning, Controller Sanchez. Good to see you.
Morning.
Ms. Pardue, welcome back.
Thank you. Good morning, members of Salary Board. You should have in front of you the final copy of the Salary Board list. It is a 4-page document dated Wednesday, June 30th, 2021, with a timestamp of 10:11 a.m. Of note, we have one retiree, Charles Craig, from the District Attorney's Office after 9 years. All positions have been reviewed and accounted for and are presented for Salary Board consideration.
Thank you, Ms. Pardue. Is there a motion to approve the July 1st, 2021 Salary Board presentation as given by Director of Human Resources, Ms. Donna Pardue, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same?
So moved.
Moved by Controller Sanchez.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Mr. Stein, I just noticed we did not have an opportunity for public comment.
Yes, if we could go back.
Okay,
and just
yeah,
put
all right.
that up.
So, Ms. Francisco, we would take public comment on salary board if there is any. My apologies on that.
Again, if you would like to make public comment, you can use the raise your hand feature.
No? Okay. All right, thank you for double checking on that.
Yep.
Okay, in that case then, I will ask if there is a motion to adjourn the July 1st, 2021 meeting of the Montgomery County Salary Board.
So moved.
Controller Sanchez, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Any negative vote? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Controller.